Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Bus Rides and Beer Dinners was one of those beers I did a while back that was a collaboration between 10, 11, some sort of crazy number of breweries. And this right here is another one of those crazy collaborations. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So this beer right here I picked up down in Knoxville. I can't remember whether I picked it up at McScrooge's or at the Total Wine & More. But this is the Octa Tonic. And it's a collaboration with 8 different companies. So you can see on the can here, just some kind of crazy artwork. Yazoo at the top there. And this is a crazy collaboration. So you got Yazoo Brewing Company out of Nashville. You've got River Bend Malt House out of Asheville, North Carolina. So Yazoo's Nashville, Tennessee. River Bend Malt House is out of Asheville, North Carolina. You got Allagash Brewing Company out of Portland, Maine. You got Green Bench Brewing Company out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Then you have Jester King Brewing out of Austin, Texas. Russian River Brewing Company out of Windsor, California. Bootleg Biology out of Nashville. Never heard of that company or that brewery. And River Drive Cooperage. River Drive Cooperage is out of Buxton, Maine, and they are one of those companies that makes different things out of old barrels, recycles whiskey barrels, uses whiskey barrels for different things. Check that place out. It looks like it's a pretty cool spot. Like, they make a lot of cool things. So I don't know what they did for this, but this is just an interesting beer. On the bottom of the can here, it says canned on April 18th, 2023. Damn, this is old. I didn't notice this when I bought the beer. That's sad. But this is canned on April 18th, 2023. So this is like a year and a half old. I wish this had been fresh. And it says Dream Team. I really need to start checking the dates. It's a collaboration ale, 8 notes, infinity harmony. A collaborative mixed culture blonde ale highlighting local grains and featuring yeast cultures from each brewery, aged in Pino Noir and Sauvignon Blanc oak barrels and lightly dry hopped with Enigma. Brewed and packaged by Yazoo Brewing Company, Nashville, Tennessee. Octa Tonic. Nothing else on the can, not even a ABV or IBU or nothing. Now, Untappd says it's 6.5% ABV and says it's 26 IBUs. Don't know how true that is because you don't know if you can ever trust Untappd. There is a little write up here about this beer that I wanted to read if I can find it. So one of the cool things on Untappd that Untappd does say is mixed culture blonde ale aged in Pino Noir, Sauvignon Blanc, and neutral Allagash barrels, featuring local grains and microbes from each brewery. So Russian River committed like the Sonoma County 2-row plus Sonambic, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, Sonambic microbes. Allagash contributed Maine white wheat and estate Brettanomyces. Jester King contributed heirloom Texas 2-row and farmhouse microbes. Green Bench contributed Florida rye plus house Belgian and Brettanomyces. Yazoo contributed Tennessee Pils and wheat plus Nashville single cultural yeast. That's really cool. That's something that's really interesting and super cool that is posted on Untappd. I hope it's true. It's neat to see, like, when you have a big collaboration beer like this with all these different breweries and companies involved, what was actually put into it from each brewer. Now, did the brewers just all sit down and pick up a recipe? Or, like in this case, each brewery contributed certain yeast, certain microbes, certain malts, and that's super cool to see. Really neat to see that they list those ingredients. I wish I would have put them on this can somewhere so you could see that. And I wish I would have put the alcohol so we know if it's actually 6.5% or if Untappd is just making up numbers. However, enough about that. let's just get on into it. Surprisingly, on Untappd, 3.96 with only 5.37 check-ins. Nothing on Beer Advocate. And with all the different breweries involved, I would have thought there'd been a lot more check-ins, and even something on Beer Advocate. As far as smell, fruity, a little bit of mustiness, kind of some of that white grape. And I'm going to hate to say this, hate this description, but there's almost a subtle horse blanket note. I guess horse blanket's okay as far as describing smells, but when you go to flavor and say it's horse blanket, who the hell tasted a horse blanket? But it does kind of have some of that like horse blanket smell. And if you saw what I was talking about smelling it, it had a big fizzy head that just dissipated real quick, like soda like had it was loud, obnoxiously loud, and just dissipated instantly. It's a thick looking beer, you can't really see through it, but it's on the lighter side of the color, probably about a 4 on the SRM chart. Nice looking beer. Can't even see any carbonation or anything through it, but that looks like it's a thick beer. That's almost got a tinge of sour to it that's kind of starting to make me salivate. I do like wild ales when they're done right. Do like these farmhouse beers. This collaboration beer is going to be interesting. Can't wait to get into it. Let's check it out. Cheers, everybody. That body is kind of weird. It's definitely medium body. Way bigger body than I expected for a wild ale. No carbonation at all, which is also surprising. It's fruity. A little bit of oakiness to it, but the oak's not very pronounced. It's not over the top oak like a lot of these beers that are aged in oak barrels, especially like the wine barrels. You get like a really heavy oak note in them. That's not there. Like you do get a nice little tinge of oak, but it's not over the top overpowering. Same thing with the wine. Being aged in wine barrels, I tend to get a lot of like astringent wine notes, and I'm not a fan of wine. And that's not there either. I mean, you pick up a little bit of that wininess, some of that white grape, some of the oakiness, but it's not over the top or overpowering. It's just kind of there, and it melds together well with the fruitiness of the beer. There is a little bit of tart funk. Definitely not sour at all. I'm surprised that there's no carbonation in this. Very drying. Very drying. This is amazing. This is a great beer. I really like this is super complex. Each mouthful I take, I'm picking up different flavor notes in it, and it's wild. Yeah, definitely a wild ale, like nice funkiness to it, but every flavor in here is mellow. It's well tempered, it's mellow, it's mixed well together. There's like this nice light fruitiness that just continues on through the entire beer from front to back. And while you're getting this fruitiness, you pick up these oak notes, a little bit of like white grape wininess, like some funkiness, a little bit of tartness. And you get all these flavors with this like backbone of nice, soft fruitiness. It's really interesting. I wish I would have picked up a 4-pack of this. This is a cracking beer. This is a banging beer. This 8 collab, 8 notes, infinite harmony, Octa Tonic knocked it out of the park. This collaboration is Absolutely amazing. This is a banging beer. This is a big 2 horns up from the Ginger Yeti. This is absolutely amazing. I really wish I would have picked up a 4-pack of this. If you ever see this, buy it. The minute you see it, buy it. This is phenomenal. This is a phenomenal beer. 6.5% alcohol. Don't notice that alcohol at all. I could drink this all day long and enjoy it. It's just so it's complex, but it's not overwhelming complex. It's just an enjoyable complexity where you sit there and each sip, you're like, yeah, this fruitiness is so nice. And I just picked out this flavor now. And this flavor is coming in. It's just a really, really nice, well-done beer. I'm going to go on and on about how good this beer is. So I hope you all think I did a really nice, well-done video. If you do, let me know down below. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And as always, embrace the adventure.